Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new season of the Purposeful Life Show with your host, Adrian Starks. I'm excited to share some new updates of the show with you, starting with a new look, sound, and energy, as well as a variety of guests coming aboard with intriguing topics of conversation. I hope you enjoy the new level of energy that will be brought to the show. Thank you for all of your support since the very beginning in 2019. Wow, it's been 3 years already? Because of you, the Purposeful Life Show is now in the top 5% of all podcasts globally, and we aim to get it into the top 1%. Continue listening to the show and share it with others. You can also now listen to the show on my Facebook page at Adrian Starks, where you can comment in real time and communicate with me about your aha moments. Thank you again for all of your support, and let's make this one hell of a year and be purposeful about doing that. Wishing you all much love and success. Are you tired of hearing only about the negative things of our world? Do you find that it is hard to stay optimistic or even hopeful about anything? It is true that our culture appears to be more concerned with the dramas of life, problems of life, and what moves people into a worry state. Today, we're going to learn about the power of positivity in an ever-changing world that needs it, because we are facing a world of uncertainty and a world of fears, and positivity will never go away. Stay tuned for this powerful episode. Hi, my name is Adrian Starks, and welcome to the Purposeful Life Show on the Champion Up podcast. This podcast is for the courageous creators wanting to create a life of meaning, adventure, and fulfillment, all while helping to make the world a better place. I'm happy you're here, and if you're new to our show, make sure to give us that 5-star rating and subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes. Also, connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Champion Up. It is always that one idea that could be your breakthrough. It's time to step into your courage and believe the champion in you. Well, welcome back, everyone, to today's show, the Purposeful Life Show on the Champion Up podcast. I'm your host. My name is Adrian Starks, and I'm happy to have you back for another amazing episode and a powerful week. Give us that 5-star rating and subscribe to the show so you don't miss out on the amazing content coming to you weekly. Also, go to the App Store, type in the word Champion Up to get that free Champion Up app for download. Today's topic of discussion is going to be about positivity. Is thinking positive a concept of the past in today's ever-changing society? Have we lost that buzz for positivity, and does it really matter anymore? Me being in the world of self-development and my experiences with teaching and reaching people across the world, also working with clients, positivity seems to be that thing that people say that they have, but they really don't act upon, because they really feel like positivity doesn't get you going to where you really need to go, or it doesn't really solve any problems. And the issue with that is that positivity initiates the process of beginning to experience something different in life, in your personal life, in your business lives, or whatever it may be that you're experiencing. And positivity is a concept that is not dead. I've heard people say this: positivity is dead. It's no use. It's worthless. And that is so far from the truth. Many of these people, or even people out here saying that positivity is no good, they had to get somewhere by having a positive attitude. You can't get anywhere in life with a negative attitude. And if you do get somewhere in life with a negative attitude, you're going to attract negativity around you. And trust me, you will not last very long, because no one likes to be treated with disrespect. No one likes to be treated with negativity. That I know for sure. So is positivity a concept that we should go back to and learn more about in today's world? I believe we should absolutely do that. But let's talk about not just positivity, but the action of positivity, which means optimism. This is what I feel is a gap that we're missing with today's world. You know, just sitting on your couch, thinking positive about what life you want, the dream you want, the vision you want, the things you want to go better in your life, is not going to make your life any better. Just thinking positive about just your day. Oh, I'm going to have a great day today, but yet you don't do things to enact out that great day. It's not going to happen for you. Thinking positive about, oh, I would like to have, a better home. I'd like to have better finances, or I'd like to have better health. And you don't do anything about it. It's not going to happen. So positivity has been a misunderstood concept, because many people think, well, if I just sit and think positive, then things are going to happen. And there's been many books about thinking positive, and I'm all for these books. But what these books describe to us and what people have shown us is that positivity is the things that get you started and going. Now, what keeps you on the road is your optimism. Optimism means that you're still acting toward what you want to experience in life. You're still making improvements regardless of what presents itself to you. So even in the midst of struggle, you're still going with some type of enthusiasm. I believe it was a great philosopher named Ralph Emerson, and he was considered the father of self-reliance. I wish we had him in today because we seem to be in an era of, unself-reliance. He said that nothing great was ever achieved with a lack of enthusiasm. I want us to think about this. Nothing great was ever achieved with a lack of enthusiasm. What did he mean by this lack of enthusiasm? Well, that's the optimism. That's the positivity that you're going to need to have in order to enact something out in your life or bring something to a result that you're seeking to bring. Throughout my life, even as a child growing up, I was always seen as this optimistic and very fun, charismatic person and positive. And I remember as I got older and I started dating and getting to the realm of dating, there were so many girls that told me, "Oh, you're just too positive. You're just too positive," And I really thought that was a crutch for me. So I said, I wonder if I stop being positive and be like a jerk and not be so optimistic, maybe they would like me. I was so far from the truth and I made so many mistakes doing that. Because positivity is what moves the world. We cannot have this world be a better place without positivity. Does it mean that we have to be inactive and just wish for things? No, wishful thinking doesn't get you anywhere. Plan and action does. But we need to have some type of level of understanding about positivity. So what can we do to begin to bring positivity back into our lives? Well, the first step is understanding that you will not be able to control everything that goes on in the world. Stop doing it. Even though you may watch the news or you may read the magazines or newspapers, I would encourage you to stop reading so much of those things that you can't control around the world and stop worrying about them. Stop watching them on TV because that stunts your positivity of feeling better about yourself, of feeling better about life. The human being right now is going through an era I call the crisis culture, where we're trying to keep up with the ongoing changes of the ideas, ongoing changes of belief systems, ongoing changes of different types of fears. And so we need to really be in a state where we understand that although these changes are going on in our lives, we will not be able to control everything outside of ourselves. So the first step is understanding that this world is changing. And there are some things you're not going to be able to change about that. So we have to really get over that hump and realize that we are responsible for being here ourselves. And what you perceive your world to be is the world that you'll be able to act upon. So positivity is absolutely necessary. That's the first step. The second step about positivity is understanding that there are going to be some negative things and negative people out here. That's just going to happen. Your job is not to try to figure them out, trying to turn them into a better person or a more optimistic person. Your job is just to focus on you. Keep your attitude in check. Keep your cool. Don't be this chameleon. If you look at it's a lizard, it's a reptile, chameleon that goes into the jungle and it will begin to adapt to everything around it, meaning it will change colors right away. And that's its way of survival. Many humans act this way. We have human chameleons. As soon as you go outside, you begin to react to whatever it is around you. If everything around you is in a negative state, then you become negative. And that is why a lot of people, they find themselves just going through the days, not understanding where their life is going. You have to initiate the first action. Be a person, you set the tone. You become a person that you know what you want. You know what you want to experience. If you come across a negative person, they will find out very soon that their attitude cannot infect yours. And if you allow it to infect you, then it becomes like a disease and it spreads all throughout your body and it infects you in everything that you do. And the third step about positivity, the third step I want to elaborate on here is that we must always understand that in life, you attract what you feel. Now, this concept has been said for a long time, and many books talk about this, but I'm going to say this. You attract what you feel. This is hard for a lot of you to take in because you may think, well, I'm feeling not myself right now, or I'm feeling like down and out. How do I deal with that? Well, the key is understanding that you attract what you feel. However you feel right now, you're going to attract those things that are going to match that. That's how powerful the human brain is. The human brain is always looking for associations to match whatever belief system, whatever story you have going on inside of you. So if you see the world as negative and you have a feeling of negativity, of scarcity, of fear of the world, then you're going to attract those experiences. You're going to attract more people who think like that. You're going to attract more experiences that put you into that world of maybe even going through that. So the idea is to realize that you have to be the person that you understand how powerful you are to attract these things in your life. When I began to think more optimistic about my life and my career, things changed for me. I wasn't always this way. I was a positive person throughout my life, but I had a negative view on life 4 or 5 years ago when I went through this divorce I had. And I had this idea that, man, people are just out to get you. People are just out to take advantage of you. There's no good people in this world. What is going on? And that was the wrong attitude to have. But when I changed my attitude and realized that there are some good people out here, there are some good things going on in the world. The world's a beautiful place, and that I just need to be a part of this system of goodness. Then things change for me. Does it mean that I'm absent of challenges? Absolutely not. Does it mean that I don't face negative people? Absolutely not. Actually, I embrace them now. I tell them to bring it. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to make me lose any sleep. At the end of the day, you're not going to stop me from getting closer to my vision. At the end of the day, you're not going to stop me from creating. You may slow me down. You may impede me. You may cause me to detour, but you are not going to stop a plan backed by patience and determination. No one can. So that's what it means to have positivity, to know that you have a rightful place here on this planet. You do as a human being. Stop thinking that you don't. Stop thinking that you can be taken out by anyone or anything at any minute. Have a sense of understanding that this world is not going to be a place where everything is safe, but don't walk out your door thinking that this is a dangerous place. It's not. It's really a lovable place. We just got some crazy things and crazy people out here every now and again. All right. We have to really look at our life as we deserve to be here. That's what we do. We deserve to be on this planet. You were chosen to be on this planet for a reason. And it's just not just to get by. It's not just to survive or to hope nothing bad happens to you. It is to learn. It is to grow. And it's to fully express yourself. I'm going to say that again. It's to learn. It's to grow. And it is to fully express yourself. That is the responsibility of being a human being. No matter where you are, your background, your color, your race, your creed, doesn't matter, your gender. Your responsibility as a human being is to learn, to grow, and to fully express yourself. So to learn, we have to be positive and open to change. We have to understand that you're not going to know everything and you're not going to be perfect at everything. And that's okay. But being negative about yourself, being negative about other people does not help you learn any faster. To grow, to expand ourselves means that we are allowing ourselves to step into the unknown. That's a sense of trust. That's a sense of optimism. That's what you have to have. When you grow, you step into something. And to fully express ourselves means that we truly honor what we are right now in this present time. We respect, we love that, and we cherish that, and we give that to the world. That's what it means to be positive. You know, a lot of people I've talked to over the past have told me that, well, you know, positivity just doesn't get it anymore. You just got to get in there and grind it out and got to do it. I said, yeah, but you don't wake up ticked off every morning, do you? So we have to be very careful with how we hear the word positivity. People throw positivity around like it's just this thing that you have or this rainbow you're chasing, the pot of gold. It's not like that. Positivity is a way of keeping you healthy. It's a way of checking your systems of emotions. Think about the thermometer versus the thermostat. The thermometer is something that gauges the outside temperature and it just reacts to it. If it's hot, it's hot. If it's cold, it's cold. But a thermostat is usually in a building or in some type of confinement, and it regulates the internal temperature based upon the outside temperature, and it goes just the opposite effect. It responds. That's how we should be as human beings in this world when it comes to positivity. This world of negativity that's going on, some people, they just get negative right with it. They get angry right with it. They get, violent right with it. They get greedy right with it. They get complacent right with it. But then there's the others who we just dance to our own tune. We understand what's going on. A lot of people ask me, they say, well, Adrian, do you understand what's going on around the world? You seem to be optimistic and positive all the time. Do you ever get mad and do you ever get angry? I do get angry and mad at times. I get sad. I'm a human being. I have emotions. Come on now. I'm from planet Earth. However, I don't stay in that state for a long time because I understand that that's just part of experience. We got to take the good and not so good of life. That's just part of being here on this planet. I'm not going to say I'm oblivious to what's going on around the world. I just don't engage in the deepness of getting stuck in it, if you guys are understanding what I'm saying here. And so when you're seeing things going on around the world, you can have an emotional reaction to it. But your job is to keep yourself cool, keep your emotions in check, and understand that the only way to make this world a better place is by you to become better. And for you to become better, you've got to have some kind of positivity. You got to have some kind of optimism. I find it quite interesting when I observe what's going on around our society. And it's very important for us to be up to date on the events that are occurring in other people's lives. But I find too often it's just easy to find the things out there that are just negative. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, there was a female scientist who discovered a way how to make the black hole of the universe visible. Isn't that amazing? For years, no one knew about how to really find or see what was this black hole all about. She figured out a way through an algorithm to make it visible for us to see. Now, the news media, they probably showed this a little bit in the morning, a couple of days. Now you don't hear anything about it. Now we're back to, what's going on around the world that's so bad and harsh and negative. And the reason for this is because we have been conditioned as a society to be in a fearful state. That fearful state and that negative state keeps you in check. It keeps you from wanting to do better, because if you're in this state of survival, guess what happens to you? You don't go very far. You don't venture off. You don't question. You don't do things outside of your comfort zone, because why? You're spending so much time trying to protect yourself against something imaginary. Ooh, something imaginary. I've been around a lot of individuals who say, well, what about this? What if this happens? And what if I said, you're spending more time thinking about what if this happens in a negative state than what if this happens in a positive state. It's the same kind of energy. You're just going different directions. So is positivity necessary in today's world? Absolutely. And if anyone says that positivity is not necessary, I want you to come and see me and let's have a talk. Because we can go through this philosophical moment all day long, because there's nothing in my life I have achieved without positivity. Now, back to optimism. Optimism is positivity in action. I'm not just sitting around just thinking positive. I am thinking positive, but I'm also acting out my positive thinking. This is where we need to really catch this statement. I am thinking positive, but I'm acting out my positivity by being optimistic, by being a person of action, by being a person I follow through. I follow up what I think and what I feel. And that is why positivity is so necessary in today's world, because you cannot live without it. You can have someone that they have a great skill set, but yet they have horrible people skills. They don't get along well with people. They don't get along well with environments. They just want to do their thing, and that's fine, but they don't last very long. We hear this a lot about actors, in the industries of Hollywood and other places. They have great skills, but when they are found out that they're negative or that they don't have a good rapport with people, what happens to them? Well, you don't hear about them anymore because no one wants to work with them. If you go to your job and you have a negative attitude every single day, it's most likely eventually at some point that job's going to find a way to dismiss you. If you go to school and you're a student and you have a negative attitude about learning, guess what happens to you? You make poorer grades and your friendships begin to diminish as well. Positivity is the magnet inside of you that attracts better things to you. Negativity is the same magnet that can attract negativity to you. You got to decide which magnet you want to have in your life. Does it make you exempt from going through the atrocities of life and the challenges of life? No, it doesn't. That's part of being a human being. As I mentioned before, we're here to learn some things. The only way to learn is to bump our heads a couple of times, to fall down, to get scratched. When I designed Champion Up is a calling card for a philosophy of life. People say, well, Adrian, is it just about being a champion? I said, it's about the action of being a champion. Champion Up means that you are acting out being a champion. You're acting out optimism. And I chose the tiger as the emblem because of a few things. One, the tiger has always been my favorite animal. But two, the tiger represents optimism. It represents courage, to have optimism, to travel alone at times, to be independent as it goes throughout the jungle, and to fail at catching prey, but yet it continues to pursue with optimism. That is the life of being a champion up individual in this world, is that you have to have optimism. There is no such thing as going through this world and just being a person accomplishing great things and being negative at the same time. You can accomplish good things in life and great things, but if you're going to be negative, it's just a matter of time before those things begin to just dismantle right in front of your very eyes. And we've seen this in history with leaders who have accomplished great things, but when they had wrong ideologies, it crumbled. We've seen this with cities, with cultures. Negativity is something that will not be a good foundation for you. You can say, well, I'm going to be stern and strong and get mine in life and do what I want to do and to push. That's great. But never forget about positivity. I think it was Maya Angelou said that people will forget what you did. They will forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And I want you to think about that. How do you make people feel when you walk into a room? How do you make people feel when you have left the room? How do you make people feel when you talk with them? Are you present? Do you even care? That's what we call positivity. And this whole notion about positivity not being a concept anymore, that's a past tense. No, you can't escape being a good person in life. I don't care how much money you've got. I don't care how much influence you've got. I don't care where you've been in life. If you're a person that you don't care about people, you don't care about how you treat others, you don't care about the results of your actions, then I'm not going to really want to have too much of a conversation with you because that's my opinion of things. I really feel like positivity is the natural responsibility for a human being to have. You have to be positive about your life. You got to be positive about you. But you need to act those things out too. And that is a way of taking self-responsibility for understanding that the world can't scare us anymore, can't back us to a corner of fear, that we can allow ourselves to move through life with acceptance to know that we are supposed to be here and we can deal with any challenge that comes our way. To learn more about how to create your life and to how to walk through this negative state of things of society that seems to be moving so fast, I'm going to encourage you to go to the website championup.net. I've got a lot of great information there and a great video that you can watch. It can really help you really step forward and move through those concerns that you may have, or maybe that obstacle, or maybe that road bump that you're trying to get over that you can't really figure out how to get over. Because the greatest challenge you'll ever have in life is you. There will never be any other greater challenge. And the first challenge of taking on that part of you is to really think about how much negativity are you embracing on a daily basis, because that becomes your story. And if you really want to continue to build and live a greater life, a good life, a purposeful life, a meaningful life, you're going to have to learn that positivity cannot be ignored. And if no one's being positive around you, you've got to ask yourself, why am I allowing them to be around me? You need positivity and you need the optimism to act out everything that you feel positive about, because that is what creates a life of meaning. Go to the website, get that powerful content, watch that video that I have for you, and to really see what steps you can take next to move into that direction of a positive and productive life. Until then, I encourage you all to be that courageous creator in your life. This is the Purposeful Life Show and the Champion Up podcast with myself, Adrian Starks, and thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed our podcast today, don't forget to give us that 5-star rating and subscribe to the show so you don't miss out on the powerful life-changing content on future episodes. Also, make sure to go to championup.net for even more life-changing content. Until then, I encourage you to be the courageous creator in your life.